Every creator ever that's made it has been in the position that you're in right now. They all started with 0 subscribers, they all started with 0 followers, but the ones that have made it and the ones that are successful are the ones that... So as content creators, we can often get overwhelmed when creating, which can lead to things like burnout or creative block. But on the other hand, when we're in flow, it feels like we can literally do anything we want. Like it doesn't matter what project we set our mind to, we can absolutely crush it and smash it out of the park. But how do we actually stay productive and consistent as content creators? Now recently my friend Stephanie Cole sent me a DM and she asked, I'm interested to know more from your perspective, how do you stay productive and keep it up? So today I've got 8 tips to help you stay productive and consistent.
Also, look how high the tide is, like it's almost overflowing over the bridge. Crazy.
Alright, now the first tip is to schedule your time. I'll be the first to admit that I have been slacking on this so much since I moved over to the Gold Coast. But when I was in full swing and I was scheduling my time, it was helping so much. And what I mean by this is basically I would have my calendar and I would book in everything I need to do. So if I need to shoot a video, I'd book it in. If I need to edit a video, I'd book it in. Anything I need to get done, I would book into my calendar and I'd try to stick to it as closely as I can. So I booked in an hour for editing, I'll do an hour of editing, and I would stop and I'd move on to something else I had scheduled. And this allowed me to basically like chunk down on my tasks and get a lot done throughout the day. Another thing I love doing is making a to-do list. So why to-do lists are so good is because it's just simple tasks that you can tick off throughout the day. And if you don't tick off anything in the day, then it makes you feel real guilty inside. And you're like, I said I was going to do these tasks throughout the day and I haven't done any. So you kind of use that guilt in a way to basically propel you forward throughout the day. So if you've got stuff to do, slowly check it off throughout the day, tick off your to-do list, and hopefully by the end of the day, you'll have a complete to-do list and you'll be feeling a lot better for it. But remember to not go in like head first and go in too hectically because you don't want to overwhelm yourself. So just start with a few small things, slowly ramp it up until you're ready to have like a full to-do list and a full scheduled day. Now following on from tip 1, creating deadlines and actually sticking to them is how you actually get stuff done. Once you've actually scheduled it in the work and then made a to-do list, you actually have to do it. Don't just set all these tasks to do and then forget about them all until the last minute of the day. I like to set reminders for myself and get notifications on my phone to make sure that I am keeping on track with my tasks. I typically start my day with a to-do list and I slowly check it off throughout the day. If I did try to just remember everything I had to do throughout the day, I reckon I would forget about 99% of it and I just would get literally nothing done. Now don't be too hard on yourself if you don't tick off everything on the list that you need to do, but also don't slack off and just get nothing done throughout the day. Just remember that 50% of 10 tasks is way better than 100% of one task. And number 3 is to break up tasks into manageable chunks. Now when I'm making my to-do list, it's really easy to just write down the main tasks that needs to be done, but sometimes that task can be huge and it can be a little bit overwhelming. And this is where breaking down tasks into more manageable chunks allows us to avoid a lot of stress and celebrate more wins throughout the day. Now an example of a main task would be, say, create a video, but we all know that making a video has lots of little chunks in it. So you break it up into things like scripting, shooting, editing, grading, uploading, and distributing, or things like that. So this way when we finish, say, scripting, we can scribble that off the list or tick it off our list and we get a win under the belt and we can celebrate that little victory. And these little micro wins will give you a boost moving into the next task and keep you going at it. So number 4 is no matter what the task, just at least start it. And the reason I say this, sometimes there's just some tasks that you just do not want to do. Like you just absolutely cannot stand doing, and you leave it to the last minute, and then eventually you have to end up doing. But what I found was consistent every single time this happened was that when I finally went and did the task, it wasn't as bad as I originally anticipated it was gonna be. So that is exactly why this tip exists, because no matter what the task, at least put 5-10 minutes into it. Just get started, and I guarantee you that once you start, you realize that it's actually not as, excuse me, and I guarantee that 9 times out of 10, you realize that it's not as bad as you originally thought, and you'll just end up doing it anyway. Heck, you might even love doing it. Now my kryptonite would have to be hands down over-analyzing stuff, and it has led me down some pretty deep and dark holes. And as content creators, it's natural to compare yourself to others to see kind of like what other people are doing and kind of use that to figure out where you can improve. But when it becomes obsessive and it starts affecting your productivity and even worse, your creativity, then that is where there is a big problem. And like I said, this is a thing that I absolutely struggle with the most. But when I don't overanalyze, it makes the biggest difference in allowing me to have a clear mind and not worrying about all the little things. My aim is to check my analytics once a week and then list out all the optimizations and changes that I need to make throughout the whole week. Because I can 100% feel myself getting pulled down when I spend too much time focusing on subscribers, likes, views, all that stuff. And that energy is far better spent actually making content, and you'll thank yourself for it, and your audience will thank you for it, because you'll be able to devote more time to actual content you're making. Let's go. Now number 6 is to follow your passions and not your trends. And I know this gets said a lot, but there's a good reason for it. Now chasing trends and doing what works can be easy, and it can work for a short period of time, but eventually you're gonna get bored and realize that you actually don't like doing it. The big problem that I've found with people that just follow trends is that they build up this massive audience that want that specific type of content, and then when they get bored and they decide to change, then the audience isn't expecting it, and they might not like the new content that you actually want to make. Now the ultimate combo that I'm trying to find is to basically find trends that you actually are interested in, and then do it in a way that's congruent with your passion. So Corridor Crew do an absolutely amazing job with this. They've got a series called VFX Artists React, and they basically combine the trend of reacting to videos, but in a way that's congruent to what they do, so visual effects. So that's why it's called VFX Artists React to, and then they react to, you know, visual effects shots that are done in movies and whatnot. And it's actually super cool, and it's done very, very well for them. Number 7 is don't compromise on your vision. I'm not saying that you have to have everything ready to go. You don't have to have this crystal clear vision of what you want to do or where you want to be, but you need to have some sort of idea of where you want to go, because this is what's going to hold you when you have to make the tough decisions and you need to decide whether you want to do something or not based on where you want to be. For example, with me, a part of my vision is obviously working with brands, but I've made it very clear to myself that I will only work with brands if I believe in the product that they're selling and if it's relevant to what I'm actually doing on the channel. So for example, I've been hit up by a few apparel brands, but for me, like, it's not authentic for me to be promoting clothing. Like, I'm not a big fan of clothing. I don't really care. Like, I go straight to the sales section when I buy clothes. It's not authentic for me to be talking about that on this channel. Your vision is what tethers you to your end goal. So when you're having those days where you're stressed out and you're not seeing any growth and you're not seeing any traction, that is where you go back to your vision and you realize why you're actually doing what you're doing. And that just really helps me ground myself. So the main thing is, remember to don't compromise on your vision for short-term success, because in the long run, it'll always end up biting you in the ass. And number 8 is to take action. Like me today, actually getting out there and doing what you want to be doing. So without actually taking action, none of your dreams are going to become reality. And if you only take one tip out of this video, then it is just to take action. Doesn't matter what you do, as long as you are taking action towards your end goal. Nothing in life that is worth it comes easy, so you better be prepared to put in the work to make it happen. Every creator ever that's made it has been in the position that you're in right now. And just remember that. They've all been there. They all started with 0 subscribers. They all started with 0 followers. But the ones that have made it and the ones that are successful are the ones that took action and then kept taking action and just stuck with it. Even when you're stuck for ideas, even when you're struggling, when you're stressed out of your mind, and you just don't know how you're gonna get out of it, just keep taking action. Doesn't matter if it's small, doesn't matter if it's big, as long as you're taking steps forward towards that end goal. If I'd kept making one video a week when I started YouTube 9 years ago, I would be in a very different place right now. And I use this as a constant reminder to me when I feel like I wanna give up or just throw in the towel. Oh my God, there's the jumping fish again. Oh wait, I need to see if I can capture this.
Come on. Do some jumping for us. Did we get it?
How crazy is that? They're just literally jumping out of the water. Ash and I saw it the other night when we came down to watch the sunset. Anyway, back to it. I want to help creators make their dreams reality, and I can't do that if I just give up and throw in the towel right now. So if you follow all 8 of these tips, then you are a freaking bloody legend, but even if you just implement 1 or 2, I guarantee you'll see some big results. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to taking action. So are you willing to put in the effort, put in the time to take the action to get to where you are wanting to go? You don't get fit by going to the gym 3 times a year and just do like 8-hour sessions. You get fit by doing it consistently every day or a few times a week over a long period of time. And that is exactly the same with creating. If you did enjoy this video, then consider liking and subscribing, and let me know below what kind of stuff you guys are working on. I'm super interested to see what kind of creative stuff is going on in the community. And as always, stay creative and just be you.